Good morning. This demonstration is dedicated for this post on forum where Mr. Steve is trying to create this wooden structure. Me being a woodworker, it interests me how to model this. So the feature of this structure is the side panel is 7-degree inclined outward on the sideway, and then again if you look it from the side, it is the top side is also at 7-degree inclination from the top way. So this object on the further left side, it also has some features like that. I assume that this line is more on inclined on compared to this right line, but that is not our subject of discussion. We will only be focusing our discussion on this panel. So I will show my way how I think this plane could be, this panel could be modeled in FreeCAD. So it may take a minute longer to explain myself. Let's get on with it. I will be using FreeCAD 1.1 developers version to build this model only because the 1.1 version has an improved external geometry setup in there. So that's the only reason I'm going in there, because I plan to use a few external geometry and in this model. There will be a lot of references going back and forth in some sketches because I want to minimize the calculation on my end and let FreeCAD do all the calculations as far as I can. So here is 1.1. And I will be modeling this in part workbench just because part workbench has some flexibility that I intend to use in this model. So let's go ahead and explain what I want to do. I want to model this lower part first as a sketch and then build the upper sketch because they are parallel on XY planes and those will be easy to build. So this will be on XY plane, a new sketch. And here, I wish I had the full scenario on the lower side, but since we have only one side, we will do some assumptions that can be updated later on. Maybe I want to keep this on the origin, the back part, because that's where we know that everything is straight. And I'm using polyline to draw this trapezium kind of thing. Right, so this is going to be horizontal, this edge, and this edge is going to be horizontal. This is already vertical. This edge, we see that this is at 7-degree inclination, or I don't know if there is inclination here. It looks like there is some. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a angle here. So if it was 90, it would be straight vertical. Let's say this is 7-degree with the vertical, so 83. There, very small subtle difference in there. Maybe I want to use a verset to include this angle so that they can be updated later on. So we will do that later. And let's take an assumption of 100 millimeter of the total box length at the bottom side. And let's say this is 30 millimeter from the center to the right. These values are arbitrary. You can change it later on. And all these values fixes this line in place. We don't have to do any calculation on that. This 7-degree inclination does the mathematical calculation right in here. I'm going to go ahead and rename the sketch as bottom. So now that we have the bottom sketch done, let's go ahead and draw another sketch on the top level that will be also on XY plane. And offset, we will come back to it. Let's draw it on XY plane for now. And I will use the polyline, which is an easier way to draw multiple lines all together. And this one, we know that it will be a little more than what we draw at the bottom side. So between this point and this point, that's a 7-degree inclination. And between this point, on this direction, on the front to back direction, that will be another 7-degree inclination. So we want to draw those dimensions, constraints from the bottom sketch. And so let's close this for now, right? And move this, rename that sketch to sketch top. And let's move it upward. And we want to do that from the data tab. So let's say I don't have the exact height of that object that we are building. So we will just go with an arbitrary value. So in the sketch, when you select the sketch on data tab, there is base. Under placement, there is position XYZ. So we want to update this Z value. This XYZ, because it's in part workbench, these values are representing the global axis. So on Z direction, I'm going to say 200 millimeter. That's probably too long. Let's say 150, right? Okay, so we know that this point will come out further for more the height. So more the height, the longer this edge will be. So that's the relationship, because there is the inclination between this point and this point. I want to go back to the bottom sketch and see here we had this edge calculated from 3 other constraints. So we cannot add a value to it, like we cannot input a value to it, but we can extract the value of this length. We can do that. So select that edge, hit D for dimension, and you can see that it's turning red because it's redundant constraint. So click anyway, and then come here on the window, it says reference, select that, which means that this value we are not inputting, we are taking that value somewhere else. And then let's provide a name, say front end from bottom, right? And notice how I did not provide any space in there, but all the words are capitalized, and hit OK. So now we have the name in there. This value, the length of this edge is 42.2785 millimeter, and this edge will be more than that 42 millimeter, and that will be a function of trigonometric function. So we know that this is 150 millimeter, which is Z right here, and so this extension of this edge from this edge will be tangent, like tan theta. So if it is 7-degree inclination, this extension will be tan theta of 150, right? So let's get into the top sketch. Select this edge and say D, so dimension, right? And in the expression button, we want to say, all right, first I want to add this bottom edge. So that was sketch bottom plus dot constraints. Constraints comes as part of the expression. And then here we want to say, I think something bottom, yes, front and bottom. So that is 42.2785 millimeter. Plus, we want to add the extension. So 150, that was the value from the height, millimeter, times, I think it was 10 theta. So that would be 7-degree inclination. There. So that brings us to 60 point some millimeter edge. Right. With this calculation, with this, so between this edge and this edge, actually between this point and this point on that side, it will be a 7-degree inclination. I think this edge should be parallel. So let's take that bottom edge as a reference. Now from 1.1, it will be considered as a solid by default. So select that and convert it to a construction geometry, because we want to use it. We don't want it to show up on our sketch. And take these two and make them parallel, P on the keyboard. There. And now we have this sketch. So we have one more variable, which is this height, this length. So that will follow the same suit, right? At the bottom edge plus tan theta. But before we do that, I want to verify our formula is working right. So this is this checking. We want to see if this angle is actually 7 degrees, right? So I want to do that. So you don't have to do it if you are confident on your calculation. I'm in the text draw. I want to bring in these two edges. So selected that, go to page and insert that. Right. If it doesn't show up right away, try these two up and down arrows to have these two edges right here. Hit OK. Now this is a little extra work, but we got to do what we got to do. Select these 2 points and draw a cosmetic line. We'll do the same for this. Select these 2 edges, these 2 vertices, and add a cosmetic line. We want to see if the angle between these two from the front is 7 degrees or not. Yes, perfect. So the angle is 7 degrees. So our calculation works fine, right? That was the verification we wanted to do. So the formula is working right. Now I have to find out a name for this edge because I want to use that edge in here. So let's get into bottom, double click on this value and say we'll follow the same suit. So mid, right? Mid bottom. That's essentially the depth of the object, but we are just following this mid bottom. Right. And remembering that value, getting in here on this edge, we want to hit D. So that's there. And in the formula, or you can click on this button right here, or just hit equal on the keyboard. I like keyboard shortcuts. In here, let's say, so sketch bottom dot constraints dot, I think it was mid something there, mid bottom, plus again the height was 150 millimeter times, so I think it's 10 7 degrees. And my friend, that is a fully constrained sketch, which is wider than this bottom sketch on both sides, on the side and on the front, because we have 7 degrees inclination on both sides. All right, awesome. Now, so these are our guidelines. What I want to do, I want to draw a sketch on this surface. So consider if you have a surface that goes through this edge and this edge, and then you want to draw something up there. Easiest way to do it, if it was in Power Design, a lot of folks would draw a datum plane. We can do it directly without datum plane. So select these 2 edges right on the side and hit sketch. So there is a new sketch, and it will say select the mode of the attachment, and we want to say place by 3 points. There. Now it is drawing on the 2 edges. And here I want to draw it's not going to be a rectangle, it's going to be a trapezium. So I want to select this. Now, because it is 1.1, if you take this edge, it will be a solid line, as we mentioned earlier. If you take this edge that's crossing the plane, it will take only a point. Ooh, it took the edge. I know what I have to do. I have to delete that. So I want to show you this. There is this another option. It says create external intersection geometry. Select that and take this edge. So it will select the intersection point there. And I'll do the same on here. Right. So that's our vertical edge. And this is going to be our 2 other edges. Now I can go ahead and draw a trapezium in there. So that is our side, right? And I can pad that. I can extrude that to give it a thickness, say 2 millimeter. No, there. So that is my board. Very simple. Now this board, this board, if you draw, so if you zoom it in, you see that this is the front line. We want to match it right here, but this board is not matching this profile. That is an issue when we are actually working in the practical life. But to visualize things, I mean, I could ignore that tiny little thing. But then again, there is a way you could actually extrude that following this profile. I will not do it in this video just to keep it simple. The target was to draw a board that would be 7 degrees leaning forward and 7 degrees leaning sideways. And I think this method makes it very simple to draw that. Now, I know that in this challenge, there is also cutting dados in here that will go in there, and that is easy. If you keep this edge perpendicular to the side, to draw a dado cut, just select this surface and draw a sketch on there. And now you can see this 7-degree inclination in there, and here a dado cut will be something similar to this. All right, let's take this edge as a reference. I want to make that a construction geometry, GN, on the keyboard. And then I want to cut this vertical part out. All right, so there is my edge. Maybe I need to take this edge too and make that a construction geometry. And place this point on this edge, so C on the keyboard. And now we'll have to make this, it's already horizontal. So this is vertical, this is horizontal, that's what we want. This height is going to be the board height, the depth of the board that will fit in here. And then this is arbitrary, how deep you want to do it depending on the blade thickness. So we'll keep it free moving. But this is the cut we want to do right there. And we want to push it all the way down there because it is in part workbench. That's one additional step I'm willing to do. If it was in part design, I could just push it, make it a pocket. So what I'll do is instead, I'll just make an extrusion that goes, follow this profile, right? So I'll just say along edge and select this edge. It will take all the way there. Hit OK and apply. So it's coming in the wrong direction, like in the opposite direction. So let's push it downward and select that extrude, go to reversed, make it true there. Now what I can do is I can take this main board and take this cut and actually cut it. So that is our dado cut following that 7-degree profile. You can do the same thing at the middle. I'll leave that for you to give it a try. Anyway, I want to stop this video right now and see if that is something that conveys the message. Please let me know what you think about the process, or like, is it easily understandable? I plan to actually make a full-length video on this model later on my channel. So let me know how you think.